He had been in there up until that point.
Probably about $100,000, between 80 and 100.
$87,000. Every dollar earned on overtime. Weekends, holidays, extra shifts nobody else wanted to take. Gone. Withdrawn in person, at her own Chase Bank branch, by someone who was not her. And when Courtney White discovered what had happened, Chase looked at the evidence, looked at her, and said, "Not our problem." This one is going to make you angry. Stay with me. Okay, so picture this. Courtney White was a sergeant with the Markham Police Department. She spent her career responding to victims, fraud cases, crimes, people who had lost everything and needed someone to show up. That was her job. That was her life. And in between those shifts, she worked more shifts. Her colleagues had a name for her.
I was the overtime queen at work, so all my overtime money went into my savings.
Every extra hour went into one place. A Chase savings account she had held since 2001. No debit card, no checks. She had deliberately set it up that way. She explained exactly why.
I had my savings account set up where I would have to walk into the bank to make transactions.
She wanted friction. She wanted protection. She wanted to make sure that money could not move without her physically being there. She pulled up the account history, and what she saw stopped her cold. She described what the transaction log looked like.
Were daily withdrawals, probably two to four every day, thousands of dollars.
2 to 4 withdrawals, every single day, thousands of dollars at a time, stretching back more than a year. All of them processed in person, at a Chase branch on 103rd Street. The same kind of branch visit she had always made, except she had not made these visits. Someone else had. And here is what makes this case impossible to look away from. Every withdrawal required a signature. A teller compared it. Sometimes an ID was requested, sometimes not. Courtney looked at the withdrawal slips herself.
I should have recognized that this was an outrageous amount of transactions every day. There should have been some sort of alert. I've never banked like that. And like I said, I've had Chase for 20 years.
The signatures did not match. The handwriting differed. The spacing differed. She says the difference is visible to anyone who looks. And yet, for over a year, not one teller stopped it. Not one alert was triggered. Not one phone call was made to Courtney asking whether she was making multiple large cash withdrawals every single day. She described the feeling of realizing what had happened.
I should have recognized that this was an outrageous amount of transactions every day. There should have been some sort of alert. I've never banked like that. And like I said, I've had Chase for 20 years.
20 years. Not one unusual transaction in 2 decades. Then, suddenly, 2 to 4 large cash withdrawals every single day for over a year, and nothing flagged it. Courtney filed a police report. She submitted fraud claims to Chase. She expected the bank to look at the signatures, look at the volume, look at 20 years of clean account history, and act. Chase declined. Every claim. Denied. The bank's position? She had not reported the unauthorized transactions within 30 days of receiving her statements. That window had expired. Every month it expired again, and again, and again. Think about that. While someone was walking into a Chase branch 2 to 4 times a day, withdrawing thousands of dollars using signatures that did not match, the clock was running on Courtney's ability to dispute it. She also asked for the surveillance footage from the branch, the video that would show exactly who walked in and made those withdrawals. Chase did not provide it. The branch on 103rd Street had a history worth noting. Chicago police records show more than half a dozen customers connected to that location had reported unauthorized withdrawals in recent years. More than a dozen reported incidents at the ATM inside the branch. Those reports do not confirm what happened to Courtney, but they establish something. A pattern of complaints at the exact location where $87,000 quietly disappeared. The bank's position has not changed. The money has not been returned. Courtney, a woman who spent her career helping fraud victims, described what it felt like to become one.
And that's what I did for a living, help people who are victims of crimes, fraud, and here I became a victim myself.
Here is what Courtney's case teaches every single person who has a bank account. First, check your statements, every month, every line. Not just the balance, the individual transactions. Because the 30-day reporting window is real, and it resets every single month, whether you look or not. Second, set up transaction alerts on every account you own. Most banks offer instant notifications for any withdrawal over a threshold you choose. If Courtney had alerts on her account, the first unusual withdrawal would have reached her phone within minutes. Third, if you ever see withdrawals you do not recognize, report them immediately. Do not wait for the next statement. Do not assume it will resolve itself. Call your bank the same day and get a case number. Fourth, ask your bank specifically what identification was used for any disputed in-person transaction. You have the right to that information. Push for it. Document everything they tell you and everything they refuse to tell you. And fifth, if your bank denies your claim, do not stop there. File a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. That external pressure changes the dynamic in ways that internal claims often cannot. Courtney's son was withdrawn from private school. The savings she had earmarked for her family's future, the money built one overtime shift at a time, is gone. She spent 20 years showing up for other people on the worst days of their lives. And when the worst day of her life arrived, the institution holding her money cited a policy window and walked away. The signatures did not match. The volume was unprecedented. The pattern was visible. And $87,000 still has not been returned. That is why this channel exists. Because the people this happens to are not careless. They are not naive. They are hard-working people who trusted a system, and the system let them down, quietly, while they were busy living their lives. If this case hit close to home, if something on your statement has ever not added up, drop it in the comments. Your experience matters here. And if you are not subscribed yet, do it now for the people in your life who need to hear cases like this before it happens to them. New documentaries every day. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I will see you in the next one.